What's up guys, welcome back my YouTube channel Coin Heritage Top 2. I will telling about the 1 cent coin of the United States of America dated 2017 is a small and simple piece of currency, yet it represents more than 2 centuries of American history, values, and everyday life. Commonly known as the Lincoln penny, this coin continues a long tradition that began in the early years of the nation and remains an important part of modern U.S. coinage. Although it is often overlooked in daily transactions, the 2017 1 cent coin carries historical meaning, symbolic design, and modest interest for collectors around the world. The 1 cent coin has been part of the United States monetary system since 1793, making it the oldest denomination still in circulation today. Over time, its size, metal composition, and design have changed to reflect economic needs and cultural values. One of the most important changes came in 1909, when the U.S. Mint introduced the portrait of Abraham Lincoln to mark the 100th anniversary of his birth. This was a historic moment because it was the first time a real person appeared on a regularly circulating American coin. Since then, Lincoln has remained on the penny, including the 2017 issue, making his portrait one of the most recognizable images in American currency. The 2017 1 cent coin was minted during a period when the future of the penny was often debated. Rising production costs and the increasing use of digital payments led many people to question whether the 1 cent coin should continue to be produced. Despite these discussions, the U.S. Mint continued to strike pennies for everyday use, and millions of 2017 coins entered circulation. As a result, this coin became a familiar part of daily transactions across the country. On the front of the 2017 penny appears the classic portrait of President Abraham Lincoln. The design was originally created by sculptor Victor David Brenner and has been refined over the years while keeping its original character. Lincoln faces to the right, with a calm and thoughtful expression that reflects his role as a leader during one of the most challenging periods in American history. Along the front of the coin are the inscriptions, "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date, 2017. Coins struck at the Philadelphia Mint carry no mint mark, while those produced at the Denver Mint feature a small "D" below the date. The reverse side of the 2017 1 cent coin features the Union Shield design, which was first introduced in 2010. This design symbolizes national unity and strength. The shield is made up of vertical stripes that represent the original states coming together under one federal government, while a horizontal bar across the top signifies Congress uniting the nation. The words "United States of America" and "1 cent" appear on the reverse, along with the motto "E pluribus unum," meaning "out of many, one." This design reflects both historical tradition and modern national identity. Although the penny appears to be made of solid copper, the 2017 1 cent coin is actually composed mostly of zinc. Its metal content consists of 97.5% zinc with a thin copper plating of 2.5%. This composition was adopted in the early 1980s as a cost-saving measure, when the value of copper began to exceed the face value of the coin. The 2017 penny weighs 2.5 grams, has a diameter of 19.05 millimeters, and features a smooth, plain edge. The 2017 1 cent coin was produced in very large quantities, with hundreds of millions struck at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints. Because of this high mintage, the coin is extremely common in circulation. Most examples show signs of wear from everyday use, including scratches, dull surfaces, and minor discoloration. These circulated coins typically hold no premium and are generally worth only their face value of 1 cent. Uncirculated examples of the 2017 penny are more appealing to collectors, especially those that retain their original bright red color. Coins that have never been used in circulation and were preserved in rolls or mint sets can be worth slightly more, usually ranging from a few cents to less than $1, depending on condition. The highest values are reserved for coins that have been professionally graded and certified in near-perfect condition. Pennies graded at very high levels can sometimes sell for higher prices, mainly to collectors who build competitive registry sets. Occasionally, 2017 1 cent coins are found with minting errors, which can significantly increase their value. These errors may include off-center strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks, or broad strikes. Error coins are not common, but when they appear, they attract attention from collectors who specialize in unusual and unique pieces. Depending on the type and visibility of the error, such coins can be worth many times more than face value. For beginner collectors, the 2017 1-cent coin is an excellent starting point. It is easy to find, affordable, and part of a long and fascinating series. For more experienced collectors, it represents a modern issue that completes date and mint mark collections. While it may not be rare or highly valuable, it plays an important role in telling the ongoing story of American coinage. One interesting fact about the modern penny is that it costs more than 1 cent to produce. Despite this, the coin continues to be minted due to tradition, public familiarity, and its role in pricing systems. The 2017 penny is a clear example of how history, economics, and culture intersect in even the smallest pieces of currency. In the end, the 2017 1-cent coin of the United States of America is more than just spare change. It is a symbol of continuity, national identity, and everyday life. From the portrait of Abraham Lincoln to the Union Shield on the reverse, every detail reflects the values and history of the nation. Whether found in pocket change or saved in a collection, the 2017 penny reminds us that even the smallest coin can carry a meaningful story. Next coin. The 1-cent coin of the United States of America dated 1993 may look small and ordinary, but it carries a long story of history, symbolism, and value that continues to interest collectors and everyday people alike. Commonly called the Lincoln penny, this coin represents more than just 1 cent. It reflects American traditions, changing metal compositions, and the legacy of one of the nation's most respected presidents. The 1993 1-cent coin features the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the front. This design was first introduced in 1909 to mark the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The portrait was created by sculptor Victor David Brenner and remains one of the longest-running designs in U.S. coinage history. On the front of the 1993 penny, Lincoln faces to the right, with the word "Liberty" written behind him. The date, 1993, appears in front of his face, and above his head is the national motto, "In God We Trust." This simple yet powerful design connects the coin directly to American values such as freedom, faith, and leadership. The reverse side of the 1993 penny features the Lincoln Memorial, a design that was used from 1959 until 2008. The Lincoln Memorial reverse was introduced to celebrate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. In the center of the memorial, a tiny statue of Lincoln can be seen seated inside, making this one of the few U.S. coins where the same person appears on both sides. Around the memorial are the words, "United States of America," and the motto, "E pluribus unum," which means, "out of many, one." At the bottom of the coin, the denomination, 1 cent, is clearly written. In 1993, the U.S. Mint produced pennies at 3 different mint facilities. Coins with no mint mark were struck in Philadelphia. Pennies with a D mint mark were produced in Denver, and proof coins with an S mint mark were made in San Francisco. Philadelphia and Denver coins were made for general circulation, while San Francisco proof coins were specially struck for collectors using polished dies and planchets. The metal composition of the 1993 1-cent coin is also an important part of its story. By this time, the U.S. Mint had already switched from mostly copper pennies to copper-plated zinc coins. The 1993 penny is made of 97.5% zinc with a thin copper coating of 2.5%. This change, which began in 1982, was made because the cost of copper had become too high. As a result, the 1993 penny feels lighter than older copper pennies and weighs about 2.5 grams. When it comes to value, most 1993 1-cent coins are still worth their face value of 1 cent. Millions upon millions were produced, making them very common. In circulated condition, meaning coins that have been used in everyday transactions, these pennies usually have no premium above face value. You might find them in your pocket change, old jars, or bank rolls even today. However, the value can increase depending on condition. Uncirculated 1993 pennies, especially those that show no wear and retain their original red color, can be worth more to collectors. A well-preserved uncirculated coin from Philadelphia or Denver may be worth a few cents to $1, depending on its quality. Coins graded by professional grading services in high mint state levels can sometimes sell for higher prices, especially if they are nearly perfect. Proof coins from 1993 are more valuable than regular circulation coins. These proof pennies were made in San Francisco and have a deep mirror-like background with frosted details. Because they were made specifically for collectors and handled with care, they are usually found in excellent condition. A 1993 S-proof penny can be worth a few dollars, particularly if it is still in its original packaging or has been professionally graded. Errors and varieties can also add value to a 1993 1-cent coin. Mint errors such as off-center strikes, double strikes, or clipped planchets are always interesting to collectors. One of the most popular types of errors is a double die, where parts of the design appear double due to a misalignment during the minting process. While major double die varieties for 1993 are rare, any noticeable error can increase a coin's value significantly compared to a normal penny. Beyond its monetary value, the 1993 1-cent coin holds cultural and historical importance. It was minted during a time of change in the United States, both economically and socially. The early 1990s were a period of technological growth and global shifts, and everyday objects like coins quietly witnessed these changes. The Lincoln penny, passing from hand to hand, remained a constant symbol of American identity. For collectors, the 1993 penny is often part of a larger Lincoln cent collection. Many collectors aim to complete date and mint mark sets, and the 1993 penny plays its role in completing the modern era of the series. Even though it is not rare, it still has a place in albums and collections around the world. In the end, the 1993 1-cent coin of the United States of America reminds us that value is not always about high prices. Sometimes value comes from history, design, and the stories behind everyday objects. Whether it is worth 1 cent or a few dollars, this small coin carries over a century of tradition and continues to connect the past with the present, making it a meaningful piece of American coinage history.